Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Saturday Show. I'm going to adjust my screen here just a little bit. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. This is yet another busy Saturday for me. I'm going to try to make this about a 45-minute show because I have another appointment to be at. So busy, busy, busy. If I don't achieve it, it so will. First, I want to pay some bills. Support this channel by subscribing. Subscribing literally costs nothing. It's free. You can just click the subscribe button. I'm going to leave that address up there for a little bit because I want to see how many subscribers I'm actually up to. I had lost a couple and then I gained a couple. Let's see. I am at 358 subscribers. So the goal is 1,000. So that would be like 642 to go till we hit that 1,000. So hit that subscribe button. You can also support me on Patreon. Patreon support helps me to keep this channel going. Helps me to pay for lights, which you can see I desperately am in need of. So your support is very much appreciated. There will be a t-shirt contest. If I see enough people watching right now, we don't look like there's anybody out there, but I know somebody's going to watch this later. So we'll open up to the contest to you all too. So visit the official merchandise store where you can buy t-shirts. Eventually, it'll expand into tote bags and coffee mugs, but right now it's a t-shirt. And we will have a t-shirt contest halfway between the show. Follow this group, I guess, on Facebook. Facebook will allow us to podcast on that platform once we reach 100. So if you could go to facebook.com, simply type in TRACYMedia, one word, you'll see my picture come up. Just hit like, and once we get to 100, I'll be able to go on there. Follow me on Blue Sky. If you can't take down that address, you just go to Blue Sky on Google and type in "Hi, it's me, Tracy," and that's HIITSMETRACY. So it's "Hi, it's me, Tracy" on Blue Sky. Remember to follow me on Rumble. I'm one follower away from being on Rumble. I know you've all seen some shorts that I have done. This will be the Saturday that I get that on, start putting them on TikTok. And I forgot one more here. Let's get one. I surely forgot this one. You think I had enough? As always, help us to get 35 likes and 15 shares. I can't spell, so we're going to just type that correctly. 15 shares. 35 likes and 15 shares. That was a little bit too fast. And finally, mark your calendars. Friday, May the 2nd at 8 p.m. I am sponsoring a channel fundraiser. I am trying to raise $700 in one day. I am on Struggle Street trying to pay for this StreamYard service, which is estimated cost is about $600 a year. And my light just went out. See, yeah, that's why I need money, because my light just went out. Let me see. Hopefully. Oh, both of them went out. Hold on a second here. Maybe it's tangled up in my foot. Okay, so maybe it's tangled up in my foot, but I still need new lights. Um, okay, good. So it came right back on. So mark your calendars. Friday, May the 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be sponsoring a channel fundraiser. Again, my goal is to raise $700 in one evening because this channel needs all the financial help it can get. Um, you can contribute at that address right there. I'll probably display it a couple more times if you want to contribute in advance. All the money, none of it goes in my pocket. As broke as I am, as tired as I am, as half a little gas I have in my car, none of it will go towards me. It will all go to the channel. If we get $700, 600 will go to StreamYard, 100 will go towards getting our website back. So none of it will go to me. You don't have to worry about it. So let's get started with today's topic. You see it. I'm going to talk about the best stand-up comic turned actor. This is pretty easy category to come up with. There's so many stand-up comics that convert over to acting. I don't know whether it's a natural thing or it's just something that they've developed. Some have been really good, but we're going to talk about some of the best that I think. And we'll get started with clearly the first choice for me. This is easy, 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 easy. Eddie Murphy. Easily one of the most talented comics I have ever seen in terms of his stand-up comedy and turning it into acting. I mean, Saturday Night Live had its best years when Eddie Murphy was on the channel. He's made many movies now, some not good. Norbit was not a good movie, and that one movie where he played like a Pluto Nash was not a good movie. But he's also made fantastic movies like Harlem Nights, Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop, not this newer one. It was okay, and Coming to America, but not the sequel. Not the sequel, because I wasn't with the sequel. But overall, talented actor. Definitely he can do comedy. Obviously, he was on Saturday Night Live, but he can also do dramatic acting. And that's a very rare thing for a stand-up comic to do. Because usually when a stand-up comic makes their transition to acting, they always do comedic roles, right? They don't go out here and, play like a drug addict or a cop or, a love interest. They're always the funny guy. Eddie Murphy's one of the few that can actually go from comedic acting to more dramatic acting. So he's my top choice, no doubt about it. My second choice is Robin Williams. Robin Williams, a lot of people forget. See, he's so good at acting, or he was so good at acting, rest in peace, that a lot of people forgot that he was a stand-up comic. Like nobody remembers it because he's done so many great movies. He was in Hook. He was in that movie Popeye. Yes, Popeye the Sailor Man. I actually watched that movie. Of course, he was on Mork and Mindy. What else did he? He was on Happy Days, but he played Mork. What other movie? What was the movie that Robin Williams did where he played a woman? Was it Mrs. Doubtfire? I think it was Mrs. Doubtfire. He's done that one. Now I'm sitting here trying to think of every movie. What was that one movie? Well, no, I'm not going to say. What was that one movie? I'm just going to look it up. Hold on, yeah, because now I got to sit here and think. What was Robin Williams' movies? Robin Williams movies. And did you know him and Christopher Reeves were roommates? Did not know that. No idea. They should have put him in Superman 3 instead of Richard Pryor. But okay. Um, there's a lot of movies here. Is it Hamlet? The Birdcage was a good movie. Thank you. Dead Poets Society. Thank you. But what was that movie he did? It was when Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Was that Dead Poets Society? The one where he won the Oscar for. It was with him, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. He played like a professor or something like that. Wait a minute. We're gonna go to Wikipedia because Wikipedia is all they doing are giving me pictures. I want the list of movies. Wikipedia. Thank you. Okay. 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 Nope. He was born in Chicago, Illinois. Blah 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 blah. Also a singer. Okay. Good Will Hunting. That was the movie with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Robin Williams. He won an Oscar for that one. He was in Good Morning Vietnam, The Fisher King, Mrs. Doubtfire, Aladdin. He did the voice of the genie in Aladdin. How did I forget that? Oh no. Okay. I'm trying to read something else. I can't think of the. Oh, he died of hanging. He hung himself. That's sad. Yeah. Oh, he had dementia. Lou Body's dementia. But yeah, of course, rest in peace. Rest in peace. So yeah, number two is definitely. So one was Eddie Murphy, which now I'm sitting here at Wikipedia. I'll just go back and name because like the. Let's see. Children 15. I know he got a lot of kids. Filmography. Okay, this is easy. Like I said, I named Harlem Nights. 48 Hours. How did I forget 48 Hours? Okay, 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, The Golden Child, Beverly Hills Cop 2, the Eddie Murphy Raw, but that was more like a documentary. Coming to America, Harlem Nights, Another 48 Hours, Boomerang. My guess. I remember that with Eartha Kitt. Vampire in Brooklyn, terrible movie. The Nutty Professor, didn't like it. Mulan, Dr. Dolittle, Bowfinger, which I don't even know what the plot of that is. He was also in Shrek. That was it. He did the voiceover for Shrek. He played the donkey? Yeah, he played the donkey. So Eddie Murphy 1, Robin Williams 2. So that would make number three. Now, number three is going to be an unusual choice for me because people are going to be like, I don't believe you put her there. But you got to put her in the list. That she hasn't done a lot of movies, for her sitcom Before the Family won $1 million, before she went crazy on the Trump train and just kept riding it, Roseanne Barr. I can't even deny that she was a hilarious stand-up comic. And her transition to acting was so effortless. Now, the movies she was in were terrible, but in terms of just transitioning from stand-up to TV sitcom, that was just effortless. Like I said, I can't not put Roseanne in this list. I have to. And I'm going to stop numbering them because I plan on naming several. And I'll forget, like, who's one, who's two, who's three. So I said Roseanne. I'm trying to think. She was in that one movie with Meryl Streep. Or was it Whoopi Goldberg? Wait a minute. Now I'm curious at what movie Roseanne was in. She's only did like 2 movies. Okay. Peace and freedom, green, Democrat, blah, blah, blah. She's got 5 kids. And let's go to her filmography. She Devil. Oh, that movie was terrible. She Devil was a this movie was terrible. She's in Look Who's Talking To. She was a voice. Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Even Cowgirls Get the Blues. Blues in the Face. Meet Wally Sparks. Cecil B. Demented. Joe Dirt, Home on the Range. Yeah, so her movie work is very sparse and very terrible. I didn't know she ran for president in 2012. She had that cartoon, Little Rosie. Remember that cartoon, Little Rosie? Let's see. Yeah, so again, successful transition. I'm trying to think. I know I'm forgetting like a ton of them. I had to. You would think, oh, have a list. Yeah, I had a list, but I was expecting guests to kind of give me ideas here. So I'm gonna. Y'all be bearing with me. Okay, so okay. How did I forget about Jim Carrey? How in tarnation did I forget about Jerry? I forgot about Ace Ventura. How in the world did I forget about Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey, oh my gosh, he was so funny on In Living Color as Fire Marshal Bill. He easily, like, he was so good at acting. He was like, I'm retired. I don't need this no more. Let me get some water here. Well, that water is good. How did I forget about Jim Carrey? He's another one like Eddie Murphy that can do very funny movies, Ace Ventura, and then turn around and do dramatic like the Truman Show. Oh, that was such a good that movie. Y'all know I'm not a movie fan, right? I don't really like movies like that. But the Truman Show was like really, really good. You should really see it. How did I forget about Jim Carrey? Oh my goodness! And I'm not counting any of the Wayans family because I've never seen their stand up. I've just seen their shows. So I'm really like, you didn't include the Wayans. I'm not going to. Um, um, I'm still sitting here kicking myself like I forgot about Jim Carrey. Um, I try. Oh, The Mask. He was also in The Mask. He had this one show. Jim Carrey had this one show on, and I gotta talk about this show because it was like right at the beginning of his career. So you can't really say, "Oh well, this was terrible. His career is ruined." Um, if you're born in Canada, wouldn't you be Canadian? Um, yeah, he's definitely slapstick. He's got one child. Yeah, he okay. So he was in the Truman Show, like Andy Kaufman, Man on the Moon. People say that movie is good. I really didn't like it that much because I'm not a big Andy Kaufman fan. Like I never understood Andy Kaufman's comedy, so I guess I'm not gonna put him on a list. Um, he was also in the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Um, what else is he in? I know. Let me go to his filmography. Filmography. He was in the Sonic movies, but I've never seen Adam Sandler do stand up, so I've got to count this Saturday Night Live thing. He was on Saturday Night Live. Here's the problem that I have with Adam Sandler. He makes some horrific movies. He normally has this thing where he just plays one type of character. Now, I've seen him do like a dramatic role, and I was like, oh my goodness, why doesn't he do more of this? But he only did it like that one time. In his comedies, all of them, it's like he's playing the same character over and over and over and over again. I should include Adam Sandler, but Uncut Gems. I don't know what that is. Hello, Rodney. Um, Steve Martin never saw his stand up, and I only remember him vaguely on Saturday Night Live. And some of his movies I just did not like. Jamie Foxx, I'm not going to include. And here's why. One, I've never seen his stand up, so I don't know like how versatile of a comic he is, right? I've only seen his acting, and oh shoot, hold on a second. I'm gonna put myself on mute a second. Yeah, I've never seen Jamie Foxx's stand up, so I don't know like what kind of comic is he. Is he a slapstick comic? Is he a situational type of comic? Does he tell stories? His acting, obviously, the Jamie Foxx show, it was terrible but good at the same time. But he's like he comedy, singing, like he's like the like if I was doing like a list of comics, because again, he was on Living Color. I did. He played um Wanda. Yeah, he played Wanda. He was on In Living Color, so he obviously I'm gonna have to use that and just like bump stand up because I never seen it. Um, but he's a singer, he's an actor, he's more of an entertainer than just straight actor. And I know that makes no sense. Steve Martin, Pink Panther, The Jerk, which was a very excellent movie. Go back and watch it. I highly recommend it. No, I think Martin Lawrence played Shanae. I'm almost certain that Martin Lawrence played Shanae. I could be wrong. And Martin Lawrence is next on my list, so thank you. Now, here's the thing. I definitely saw Martin Lawrence to stand up. Def Comedy Jam. You would think, so, Tracy, you watched Def Comedy Jam? Yes, I watched Def Comedy Jam when he was hosting. However, I was not the biggest fan of this TV show. And I know that's going to just hurt people's feelings because I felt like on that show, the character Martin, it was like too many. Like, how many characters are you going to play? You played Shanae, you played the Kung Fu instructor, the sheriff, stop it. His movies, Big Mama's House, while not going to win an Oscar, it was a good little cheesy movie that you want to just watch and laugh at. A lot of funny moments. What was the movie? The movie that he was in with Eddie Murphy, I've never seen. I think it's called Life. I've never seen that, and everybody keeps saying I should watch it. Never saw Life. But was he in Boomerang? Was Martin Lawrence in Boomerang? Because I don't know. I think he was. I think he was in or was that David Allen Greer? Because how you get them confused, they look nothing alike. But I'm thinking Martin Lawrence was in Boomerang with Eddie Murphy, but I know he was in Life with Eddie Murphy. He was also in what was that movie with him and Will Smith? Oh, Bad Boys. He was in the Bad Boys franchise. Of course, not all of his movies were good, but he was showing me something different in terms of his acting. Like he not gonna be doing Shakespeare. Martin Lawrence is not going to be doing Shakespeare. I don't think he has it now. Could he prove me wrong? Obviously, yes. I've been proven wrong before. So, please keep continuing to comment. So I'm going to go back and acknowledge some of these. Nelson, cousin Nelson said, and then Nelson, Richard Pryor did some of his best acting with Gene Wilder. They both complemented each other. Well, they did. Here comes the problem with both of them. I can only think of one Gene Wilder movie, and it did not have Richard Pryor in it, and that's Blazing Saddles. Oh, and Young Frankenstein, I think. And I can't think of Richard Pryor without thinking Harlem Nights, The Toy, which was a highly racist movie, and of course, the awful, the terrible Superman 3. And Superman is right. That was just a terrible movie. But the two movies I think they did together, or did they do 3 movies together? The 2 movies they did together, because I know it was at least 2. They were, they did play well off each other. But the problem with because I know Richard Pryor did stand up. Greatest stand-up comedian of all time. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to do nothing with you. But in terms of transitioning that to acting, it was just hit or miss. Superman 3, definitely a miss. Miss. But, and Gene Wilder, of course, again, the only movie that I've seen him in is, when it wasn't with Richard Pryor, was Blazing Saddles, and somebody else put in the comment, Willy Wonka. I've never seen Willy Wonka. So I don't, I had tell me about it. I'm probably maybe two people that have never seen that movie. Just recently, Bill Burr has been catching an acting bug. He is up and coming. Okay, I already did that. Adam Sandler, I already discussed him. No, I had never heard Jamie Foxx's Trump impression. Do you mean his Trump impression? Yes, I've heard his Trump impression. I think, what's his name? The black comedian, his last name is Godfrey. His Trump impression is better, but Jamie Foxx's is really good. Nope, I said no. And it was Rodney that mentioned Willy Wonka, which again, I've never seen Willy Wonka. So we got only one female on this list. And the thing about female comics, it's so difficult for me to name female comics, right? Most of this list, minus Roseanne, is going to be all male. I know. And it's hard for me to sit here and think of a female stand-up comic that made a very good transition to acting. But I think I can make a good argument for Monique. Here's the problem that I have with Monique stand-up. She do way too much cussing. I can't with all that cussing. I can't. It's like, stop. But I love the show, The Parkers. Loved the show, The Parkers. She's also an Oscar Award winner because she turned around and did her role in Precious. Just a quality. I would put her in, like, if I was just going to rank her among actors, I would put her like in the C plus B minus category. She's not definitely, it's hard because I'm like, well, can I picture her doing Shakespeare? It'd be a hard sell. But I don't think it would be impossible, right? So I definitely think Monique definitely deserves to be on this list because her acting minus her off-screen buffoonery, but I'm just talking about acting. I can't say she's a bad actor. I can't. It's going to be real hard for me to argue against putting her on the list. Again, the stand-up, yes, she had some. Okay, you could just literally come in. You literally could just come in. Hello, Fizz. Here's the problem with Whoopi Goldberg. I have never seen her do stand-up. Never. The criteria to this list is I have to have seen the person do stand-up. And so far, everybody I named, maybe Gene Wilder, I've at least seen them do some type of stand-up comic routine. Although Jamie Foxx's, it was like a brief kind of thing. Oh, still driving. Well, drive safe. But I've never seen Whoopi Goldberg do stand-up. I don't know, was she funny? Did she have good timing? Like, how does she interact with the audience? So I'm not going to say to disclude her, but I don't know if I can include her, right? Because I've just never seen her do stand-up. I mean, I could talk about her movies, like the Sister Act movies got on my last nerve. Like the first one was okay. And then the second one, oh gosh, everybody's like, it was better than the first one. It was like literally the problem with the Sister Act trilogy, because I think it's going to be 3 of them. It's like the same story over and over and over again. She's a waitress or a nightclub singer or a Vegas singer, sees a murder, goes on the run, yada, 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 goes to a school, helps a white choir sing like they got black in them, blah, 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 blah. She used to do comic relief. Okay, because you talked about somebody that's probably an honorable mention, Billy Crystal. But I forgot about comic relief, but I've never seen that either. Well, I haven't seen a lot of things. Billy Crystal is probably an honorable mention to me because I've seen his stand up. I've actually seen Billy Crystal stand up, and it's not the greatest. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's just, oh, it's okay. His movies, When Harry Met Sally, what was that movie? Was he in the Three Amigos? Mm-mm. But his movies are more what I remembered. He hasn't made a movie in a while. He hasn't made a movie in a long time. But I remember hearing When Harry Met Sally. I do remember that. I forgot. Y'all putting comments in here that I forgot. Martin was in the House Party movie. Okay, let me take a sidetrack and talk about House Party, the same movie over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, this movie is literally the same plot. Teenagers throw a house party. The parents don't know about it. They dance, they rap, they have hilarity. Blah, 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 blah. There's my House Party rant. Martin Short. I'm not going to include Martin Short is not funny. He's just not. I don't get it. I don't get his movies. I don't get his. I mean, maybe he's a nice person. I don't know Martin personally. Martin, don't take this personal, Mr. Short. Although I'm probably sure that's not your real name. I just don't think he's funny. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm just like, I'm trying to, and again, I'm having a really hard time thinking of women, like female comics that have just transitioned over to TV, because it hasn't been very many. I mean, you have Thea, but her show lasted a year. You have Brett Butler, her show lasted a few years, but there's never been, again, besides Roseanne and Monique. I'm like, and then, so, maybe we could name some female comics in the, I know some people said Whoopi. Again, I've never seen Whoopi do stand up. And the criteria for this list was I had to see with my eyes that you did stand up. Okay, now this person I can include. Thank you, Nelson. Wanda Sykes. Easily one of the funniest comics I've ever seen. Easily does a great job in that show, The Upshaws. Yes. So now we got 3 women comics. We got Roseanne. Yes, I'm including Roseanne. We got Monique, and we got Wanda Sykes. Yes, I am an absolute yes to Wanda Sykes. Absolutely, positively, yes. Although she kind of tends to play the same, like, loud, get a girl thing, but she does it so well. It's like I excuse it. I know that makes no sense. I'm like, that makes no sense. But and I might munch on this chicken wing I'm eating because I'm really hungry. Yeah, she tends to play like the same character every time she's in something, but she does it so well. Like I said, her stand up, I am crying every time I see her. Again, a little bit too much cussing for me personally. I'm trying to think of who else. Yeah, I know I'm missing some folk. I'm trying to think. Okay. There's some like there. Oh, how did I forget about Bernie Mac? Oh my gosh. First of all, Bernie Mac, another one, rest in peace. That man was clearly one of the funniest. Like, if I had like a Mount Rushmore of comics, I would put Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Bernie Mac. Who would be my 4th one? And Sinbad. Yes, I like Sinbad. That's who I would put on my Mount Rushmore. I did not know she did stand up. She did stand up. Yeah, I'll put them on. I'll put them on my Mount Rushmore. And Bernie Mac, literally every time I watch one of his stand-up special, again, too much cussing for me. I don't like a lot of cussing. Matter of fact, I ban it on all my platforms. Right, I don't allow it. I don't like it. Like, stop all that cussing. But the way his delivery was, it was so good, the way he connected with his audience and his timing and the way he told stories and how he built it. And then he hit that joke right at the end that tied the whole story together. That easily transitioned into his sitcom, The Bernie Mac Show. How did I forget about Bernie Mac? I felt bad that I forgot about Bernie Mac. He was also in the second Ocean's 11. Okay, now here's one I'm not going to include. Now, I respect this person's comedy. Problem is, his stand-up to me, he had a different type of comedy style than I'm used to. And my problem is, I was introduced to Red Fox through Sanford and Son. That's all I can think of when I think of Red Fox. I went back to watch his comedy and I was like, it's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's different. It's like, oh, what? Where's Lamont and where's Aunt Esther? I'm thinking of the TV show. The first one, not Sanford and Sanford Arms. The first one. That's what I'm thinking of. So, if I was just doing TV comics, yes. You put Red Fox on there, number one. No, well, not number one, but he would definitely be in there. Bill Cosby also is not on this list. Pretty much the same reason. I've seen Bill Cosby stand up, and besides being a horrible person, yes, I said what I said. It's going to be kind of hard for me to include Bill Cosby. For probably the same reason I'm not including Red Fox is because I only think of them in one vein. All I can think about was when I think about Red Fox is Sanford and Son and Harlem Nights. It's hard for me to see him as a stand-up comic, even though that's what he was, right? He started stand-up comedy. He transitioned to television. So that was a hard one. I already said I wasn't including any of the Wayans. Their stand-up, I just don't care for. I just don't. They're all great comic actors, but I didn't know. Just know. People say this, and I'm like some of his jokes were funny. I'm not gonna sit here and say he was terrible, but I think I'm doing the whole cancer culture thing also with that. But again, I only think of him in terms of that terrible show that I never did, like the Cosby Show. I didn't think it was funny, but I thought the Cosby Show with him and Felicia Rashad, I thought that was hilarious. But it's hard for me to think about him in any other way except for the Cosby Show. Bill inspired Sinbad, who made your list. Chocolate cake. I don't know what chocolate cake. Yes, but but Sinbad, Sinbad's transition into acting was not good, and that's why I did. Even though he's one of Sinbad, again, he's in my top 4. He's on my Mount Rushmore. One, he doesn't cuss, and he's still funny. Like, that's a hard thing to achieve, right? But his transition into acting, ooh, he was in Good Burger, that first one. Don't, no. I can't think of any. I mean, he was on A Different World for a couple of seasons. He was in, what was that movie with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Oh, y'all help me out. What was that movie with him and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Something, something, something. Charles Carl is not on my list. Now, hear what I know everybody can hate what I say. I do not care for George Carlin as a comic. Rest in peace, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to say I guess. I'm going to be respectful. I cannot. I will not. No, just no. George Carlin is a no for me. Did he act in anything, or did he just do stand-up comedy? Bill Bellamy, he's okay, but his acting, his okay acting supersedes like his okay stage work, right? Again, this is really bothering me that it's only like 3 women that have made this list. I'm like, okay, we're gonna look, and I'm gonna just cheat. Tommy Davidson, here's a fun fact about Tommy Davidson. He was definitely in Living Color. Definitely understand us. But did you also know he was in Coming to America, the TV show? There was a Coming to America TV show, and he was in it. Thank you. Jingle All the Way. That was the movie with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, okay, what? Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think of that movie. I'm just gonna start naming comics turned actor, because I'm still mad that I forgot Jim Carrey. Had it. Man, that. Again, here come the problem with John Candy. Absolutely a funny comedic actor. I never saw his stand-up. Again, was his stand-up any good? I think when I was thinking about this list, it had to be somebody that I saw do stand-up. Okay, so I'm getting this list up, stand-up comics turned actor. And some of these people they're naming, I'm like, oh, and Amy Schumer ain't making a list. Anybody want to do? She was good. How did I forget about? Y'all, I cannot believe I forgot about Chris Rock. How in the entire world did I forget about Chris Rock? Are you serious, Tracy? Tracy, what is you on? Oh my goodness. Now, I didn't put him on my Mount Rushmore because, again, sometimes his stand-up for me was like hit or miss. But in terms of his, how did I forget about Chris Rock? Oh my gosh. Oh, so another person that got invited but couldn't make it. You know what? No. Let me go back to how did I forget about Chris Rock. I definitely loved his acting versus his stand-up. I mean, like I said, the stand-up was like hit or miss to me. And so it was like, hey, I'm trying to think about what was that movie. Okay, we named that person. We definitely named that person. That was my number 2. I'm really trying to get to this. Okay, so Jim Carrey. How did I forget about Chris Rock? They got Whoopi Goldberg, Steve Martin. Although again, never saw him do stand up. I just found my stand-up comic, and I've actually seen her stand up, and I thought it was quite funny. Bette Midler had that. See, this I'm gonna go back and kick myself for forgetting Bette Midler did stand-up comedy in the 70s. She started out. Chris Rock's Bigger and Blacker special from I saw it. I mean, it had funny moments. And see, for me, comedy is all about the timing. Like how do you space your jokes, right? You're telling stories. You can't just make them laugh, laugh, laugh all the way through. You gotta mix it in with a little drama. You gotta mix it, you gotta mix it up a little bit when you're telling the joke. Are you telling a series of jokes or are you telling a story? I personally like when they're telling a story and they're mixing jokes in. I think that's the better way to do it. But heck, what I know, I don't do stand up. Um, it was okay. I mean, it was just okay. Um, Bette Midler is another one. I think she would get an honorable mention. I don't think she's like tops because obviously her movie career. Um, yes, absolutely, positively, yes. Robert Townsend, yes. Hollywood Shuffle, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I actually saw it. Haven't seen the Five Heartbeats. I have never seen the. Don't get on me about. Marlon, that was the first person I named. Literally, the first person I named was Eddie Murphy. But Robert Townsend? Oh, that's another one I should have thought of, right? Michael Keaton, I didn't even know did stand up. I hate these clickbait articles that just got click stuff all on them. Like, no, just give me the list. Uh yeah, I just need a list because I'm literally thinking it's one more person. If they were good enough, I should just remember them. But they keep saying Emma Thompson, but I never thought she did stand up though. Did she? Okay. There's another click article. I hate these articles on Google. They'll be having. Okay. Everybody keeps naming Jenny McCarthy. Are you talking about the lady who was on that show, Mike and Molly, Jenny McCarthy? Or are you talking about like the cousin of, because I don't, I'm going to just type in, hold on, Jenny McCarthy. I was thinking Melissa. So Melissa and Jenny are cousins. Okay, got it. But was she stand up? I just knew her from MTV and the fact that she's married to Mark Wahlberg. Face it, Americans really don't do women comedians. That is true. Yeah, I did say, it's hard for me to talk about Bill Cosby because he ended up being a terrible person. Um, and again, I did not know Melissa McCarthy did stand. Now, if you want to talk about being a comedic actor, but I meant stand up, right? But your point is very good. We don't really elevate women comics the way we do men. And even on my list, none of my Mount Rushmore include, there was no woman on that list. Do I think Wanda Sykes is hilarious? Absolutely, positively, yes. Do I think that Monique is hilarious? Absolutely and positively, yes. Do I think Roseanne is hilarious before she went off on her Trump transition? Absolutely, yes. But that's like far in between. Comedy is a hard thing for women to get into. And maybe we need to like normalize women comics, right? Because I'm sitting here like really struggling, like women comics that became actors. Um, I'm literally trying to get this list, and Not who McKen. Okay. Will Ferrell is another one I didn't put on the list because I never saw him do stand up. But if we're just going to count Saturday Night Live like I counted Adam Sandler, because I'm like, I never saw Adam Sandler do stand up, so I'm just going to count Saturday Night Live as stand up. I forgot about Adam Farrell. Ben Stiller, never saw him do stand up. Of course, we said Bill Murray. Again, I'm kicking myself because I'm forgetting these people. I think that's what I liked about her though, because her comedy was so unapologetic. It was like, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. I think that's what I liked about her. And the show Roseanne, the TV show, again before they won the lottery, was just top tier. I can relate to everything on that show, the struggle and everything. Like, yes. Yeah, this list ended up being very male dominated. And did I not lie and say I'm gonna be 45 minutes? No, I'm not. I'm at 57 now. I know I'm forgetting somebody, and it's just irking me. And I'm like, I gotta be somewhere at about 3:30. So I'm trying to. I know Lily Tomlin did stuff, but her movies aren't good. And I can't count people like Faison and D.L. Hewley is not going to be on this list because his stand-up is trash. His TV shows are trash. His political commentary is trash. So D.L. Hewley will not make the list. Sorry, not sorry. I want to see Bill Burr do jokes, but again, I've never seen Bill Burr do stand up at all. So maybe I need to be watching for stuff that he did. How did I forget Chris Rock? How in the world did I sit here and think, hey, Chris Rock, let me just skip over him. And then I forgot Bernie Mac. Tiffany Haddish used to be excellent until she got to that pro-Israel issue. See, I never thought she was funny, though. I'm wrong about DL. No, I'm exactly right. His show was trash. His political commentary is trash. His stand-up is trash. Like, if I'm ranking Kings of Comedy, it's going to be him last, then Steve Harvey, then Cedric, then Bernie. That's how I'm ranking them. Nope, he not funny. DL is not funny to me. Not funny for me. Now, Cedric the Entertainer should be on this list. But here's the problem with Cedric the Entertainer, which I think he's absolute. Tracy Morgan is another one that should be on the list. These are all three people that should be on the list. Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan, and Cedric the Entertainer. They should be on the list. Problem is, especially with Cedric the Entertainer, it's like he plays the same character over and over. Like his stand-up and his TV comedy are the same. Show was terrible, stand-up terrible, and political insight terrible. Cedric the Went is man. See, I think Cedric is hilarious. I did not put Steve Harvey on there because here's the problem. Again, all that cussing I cannot take. Sometimes Steve Harvey is funny, and other times he's not. He's only had like his TV show, that first one, where he played like the grocery store owner. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Then he did the Steve Harvey show where he played I didn't say I dislike Tracy Morgan. I just said he plays the same character over and over and over and over again. He's hilariously funny. Like if you need and Kevin Hart, don't nobody put Kevin Hart in the context. He's not making the list. Kevin Hart is not funny. Funny. No. That's the thing. Steve Harvey can't act unless it's within a certain lane. Like, he's not going to be doing Shakespeare. He's not going to be playing like a dramatic role. He doesn't have that capability, but if he stays in a particular lane, like the talk show hosting lane, he excels. But yeah, he's not gonna be doing Romeo and Juliet. He not gonna be in Hamlet. He's not gonna be a cop. He gonna no. Um. Again, I don't think I was saying I dislike Tracy Morgan's acting. I think what I should have said was he plays the same character over and over and over and over again. Whether it's his stand-up, which I think is very funny, or his like movies or his TV show, it's all the same character. I need to see more variety. Like I said, I definitely think Kevin Hart, not a fave, deserves to be on the list more than most. Nah, because I can't with Kevin Hart's comedy. It's, to me, he's just not funny. His movies are like, man. Like, again, you got to show me variety. You got to show me. I think Marlon's saying it better than I am. Kevin Hart was funny, but he's not funny like right now. And that doesn't, he's another one. He plays the same character over and over and over. And did he have a TV show? I don't think he did. I think he just went from comedy straight to movies. I can't think of any standout movies he's done. I'm sitting here like, and then even with Martin, who I think Martin was a way better actor than stand-up comic. That's just my opinion, right? Because I said Martin and I meant Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is a way better actor than he is a stand-up comic, right? But in both veins, he was giving me what the best that he has. Like, he was showing variety and timing and all of those things that go into acting. He brought it. Kevin Hart, and here's the other point. Kevin Hart has become annoying. Thank you very much. Yeah, I knew Kevin Hart wasn't going to go on this. I knew Kevin Hart was not going to go on the list. I just don't understand why people think he's funny. I'm like, what? It's like I'm missing something. Again, y'all know I think Sinbad is funny. He's in my top 4 of comics. But his acting, those 2 years on a different world, yes. But oh gosh, Richard Pryor, obviously my favorite comic of all time, didn't transition into movie. I'm just kind of summing this up because I really do have to get off of this podcast. Great stand-up, okay actor. Like, he was really good in Harlem Nights, and The Toy minus the racism was kind of funny. And those 2 movies that he did with Gene Wilder were good. But again, for me, my money has to go with Eddie Murphy and Robin Williams. Those 2 are the best of the best. They, rest in peace, Robin Williams. They both had the capacity, and in case of Williams, had the capacity to do literally anything on screen. Like literally anything. They could play a mobster, they could play a king, they could play a pimp, they could play, I didn't mean to say pimp, but I said it anyway. They could literally play anything and had that ability to play anything and make you believe it. So that's my sort of, I still can't believe I'm forgetting somebody, and I'll think about it. And then, like, I forgot this person, and I'll put it in the comment section later on. So thank you all for watching this. I promised a 45-minute show. Well, we burned that. Just get to these final announcements. Remember to subscribe. I'm at 358. I should be at least at 10,000 subscribers by now. Come on, y'all. Just hit that subscribe button. It's real easy. Support me at Patreon. Follow me on Facebook, Blue Sky, Rumble. Remember, I'm trying to go down to this last comment. And I'll let this person have a look. Yes, he was in The Wiz. Remember to follow me on Rumble. May the 2nd. This channel is sponsoring a channel fundraiser. I'll go live at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm trying to raise $700, $600, which will go to StreamYard because it's been hard for me in the streets to pay for my StreamYard. So I'm doing a telethon to raise money, and then the other 100 will go towards getting my website back. Again, help us to get 35 likes and 15 shares. Help us definitely to get that. And Richard was in that cinematic. I'm going to do a whole show on The Wiz. It's down the line, but I'm going to do a whole show about why that movie is so terrible. Thank you for the show. You're welcome. So remember, tonight at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live with the Justice is Here podcast. Tune in. We're going to have a great person to interview. I'm not going to give it away. It's pretty important. So be sure to tune in at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight with a special guest of ours to talk about the Justice for Here party. Remember to like this page, share this page, subscribe. I'm going to take myself down, do the outro. I will see you all at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Until we meet again, have a great one.